What up, guys? I'm Hayden, and I'm joined with,
I'm Mr. Wiley.
I'm Timber.
and this is Season 6, Episode 5 of your LHS podcast. So, Mr. Wiley, we're so glad to have you here. How have you been today? How's your day going today, man?
It's going all right to be a Friday the 13th. The day
Hey,
is
I
going
love
pretty
to
well.
hear it. I love to hear it. Any plans for the weekend? Anything you got going on?
Oh, since we're out of school on Monday, yeah, not much, but I may go down to Texas for the weekend.
I like that. I like that.
May enjoy myself a little bit.
I like that. I like that. So we just really want to know. We want to know about your principal position. We want to know what you do as an administrator over Lawton High, and just kind of understand a little more about you and what what your job really is.
Well, first, I just want you guys to know I graduated from Lawton High.
Hey, I love to hear that. Got an alumni in the building. I love to hear that. Yes, sir.
I came back. I graduated in '87.
Hey, man.
Actually, I got a birthday at the end of this month on the 28th.
Hey, I love to hear it. I love to hear happy early birthday.
Well, thank you. But like I said, I've been here at Lawton High for 15 years. I started off as a basketball coach, then became the head basketball coach. And like I said, I've been here for a while now. But I went back to school when I was 40 years old because I promised my dad I'd get my master's. So I got my master's in administration, and then once I stopped coaching, that's when I became an administrator. But I always waited. I waited till my boys got through high school before I became administrator, because I didn't want, they had enough with their dad.
We have a bunch of
all good, man.
Hey.
Exterior door.
Work calls.
I always working. I became administrator after my boys left because that would be for their father to be administrator up here. I think that would add an extra pressure on them.
Yeah.
So, but my job here right now, I've been doing this for 4 years. I'm also the building test coordinator, so that means that all juniors, I do their state testing. All seniors who want all ACT, SAT, PSAT, all that comes through me. But like I said, I've been here. This is my 30th year here.
Dang.
My 30th year teaching. I believe my 15th year at Lawton High School.
Well, happy 30 years and 15 at Lawton High. What other schools have you worked at, or what other places you worked at?
Actually, when I first started, I was a elementary PE teacher out at Geronimo Road, which is on Fort Sill, which is now Freedom Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
I was there. I loved it.
What did you do before you became a teacher? What were you, like, a little bit more about you,
Actually, like I said, me growing up from a big family, I always had older brother. I have actually 5 older sisters and an older brother. So it was it was none of this. I'm gonna go get my big brother. It was like I went and got my sisters. But but a good thing for having older sisters is that I could do. They taught me how to cook, know how to sew, know how to do my laundry, know how to do all that stuff. So by the time I got older, I was fine. But what I grew up doing before I before I was in college, I worked at this place called Gibson's. It was like a little small Walmart or whatever. And so I did that while I was going through college or whatever. And then after I got out of college, I went to I had a little tryout in basketball, and I had a knee injury. And then at that time, our superintendent said, "Hey, Eric, if you finish your degree, I have a job for you." And so right then and there is when I started, because I like being around kids, and and I started off coaching, so that was my way in. So I've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, I really do like to hear that. I like to hear like a good little like a turnaround story, even though you got hurt, still coming back, becoming a teacher, and still trying to help push kids through. I like that. I love that. Trying to become a coach and stuff. That was really cool. So what is something that you kind of like what do you do as, like, being a past coach and being an administrator now? How do you feel you make students feel heard throughout the school?
Well, as I said earlier, I come from a big family, and growing up is that we didn't have much of anything. I'm one of these cases that grew up poor.
Yeah.
Just face it. So I give kids opportunities if they need somebody to relate to, because most likely I've been there, and so I try to steer them from that. I give them a place for if they need to talk about something, if something at home is not going right, or somebody at school they feel threatened or bullied or something like that. I try to give them a place that they can come, a safe place that they can come and have someone to talk to.
I like that. I get that. So what's kind of like an impact that you want to leave on the students that you do talk to, and these students that you kind of build these closer relationships with? What is something that you want to kind of like embed in them? You know what I mean?
That, for one, as administrator, we're here to help. Adults, one thing about the generation now is, they're used to their cell phones.
Yeah.
They're not used to talking to adults. I try to make myself as approachable that, hey, if you have a problem, you come talk to me. I don't want them to know that administrators are not here to put you in ISD or suspend you.
Yeah.
They're here to help you. And so, yeah, you have to, as a principal, believe me, I don't like to put people in ISD. I don't like to suspend people, but that's part of your job. So my main thing is just giving everybody a safe place to be, and give them a safe person that they can feel like they can come to and talk to.
I get that. I like that. I love to hear that. So being at Lawton High for 15 years, I'm sure you've built a lot of very personal and close relationships with a lot of students and stuff. How is it building those relationships with your fellow administrators and fellow staff and teachers and stuff?
It's, I feel like once I'm done teaching, being an administrator, being an educator, I feel like I have a family I can come to, that I could talk to, that we would always stay in touch. Hopefully we do. I only have 1 year left until I can retire.
Man.
And so hopefully when it's time for me to go off into that sunset, hopefully I have a family left that I could always talk to. Student-wise, exact same thing. I still have some of my past players, students, when they see me out, they come up and talk to me. I have ex-players of mine that's, almost, dang God, I'm old. They're in their late 30s, and they still will call me to this day. One of them's a coach, and he'll call me to this day, ask me to pick my brain about basketball and about basketball situations. So I feel like, as far as students, teachers, any parents, if they, when I go, hopefully they'll feel like they can still contact me, or there's somebody in my place that they feel like they can contact here at Lawton High School.
I love to hear that. That really is like it's sweet. It makes me like smile.
As someone who has like been here for years, what is like something you want to do after retirement?
That is you're gonna put me on the spot now. After I retire, I don't think I can stay away, honestly. Most of you'll be gone, because I know you're a senior this year. Yep. But after I'm done, they probably say, Mr. Wiley, you can't come up here. You're done. Now, I'm one of these type of people. I always have to have something to do. I get bored, so I probably stick around in some fashion. I don't care if it's volunteer work or whatever. I'll always be around.
Yeah.
So, Timberland, if you ever see me out, you can always talk to me.
Yes, sir.
And so, really, lastly, I want to know, what is the most challenging part about your job that people don't tend to see, students don't get to see, parents don't get to see, and like even maybe other people on your staff might not get to see, that you have to deal with and that you have to go through in your day-to-day job. You know what I mean? Stuff that other people couldn't deal with. You know, just give us some examples of that.
Main thing is time. You know, one thing we try to stress to you guys is your time. Use your time wisely. As administrator, people don't see how many fires you got to put out. As far as maybe this student having a problem, maybe this student's getting bullied, maybe a kid had an illness and the kid's at home. A lot of the things I feel that administrator goes to, because I build close relationship with a lot of the students, and if they're ill or something like that, it bothers me. So I look at it this way. Right now I have how many students we have at Lawton High? Over 1,000. I have
we have a lot.
I have 1,000 kids right now. That's the way I look at it. And so I try to look after everyone, and it's hard to look after everyone and make sure everyone's okay. So at night, sometimes I go home and I worry about students. Worried about, okay, how can I make things better for students? Because I want everybody high school experience to be a good one, and that's what it boils down to. Because some kids, they're quiet and they don't voice their opinions on how they feel or how their high school experience is. You most of the time don't hear about it until it's too late. I want to be that person that they can communicate anytime. My door is always open. If you guys have a problem, if you guys need anything, you could always come to me, and I'll do what I can to help.
I get that. I see that. Well, we really, really appreciate you for coming on today, Mr. Riley, and I really, really appreciate kind of getting a deeper insight of what you really do and what you have to go with as an administrator and as a principal. Thank you for coming on and giving us your time. That was it. I really appreciate y'all. That's season 6, episode 5, and